Okay. So now we will see the stages of motor recovery for lower extremity according to Brunstone stages of recovery. So in stage 1 of recovery, there will be complete flaccidity. No voluntary movements will be seen on the affected side. Also, if you perform the associated reaction or reflexive movement will also not be possible on the affected side. Suppose she is a hemiplegic patient and her right side is a involved side, left side is a completely normal side, and there will be complete facility will be seen on affected side. If you do the passive movement, you will feel that limb will be heavy. If you will be heavy, and suppose if I lift this limb and suddenly drop down, it will completely drop down. Patient won't be able to control that limb. So you will see maximum resistance while performing the passive movement, or you will not resistance, that limb will be heavy while performing that passive movement. So that is about the stage 1 of recovery. In stage 2 of recovery, patient either will be able to activate his lower extremity muscles voluntarily, but in a only slight amount of contraction will be seen on affected side. That is in a stage 2 of recovery. Or you can elicit the contraction on affected side by performing the associated reaction. If I apply the resistance to non-involved side, okay, suppose if I ask a patient take her leg upward, okay, yeah, then you will see slight amount of contraction in her hip extensor muscle, or there will be increase in tone in a affected side if you apply the resistance to a non-involved side. So that is about the stage 2 of recovery. Stop. The patient is in a stage 3 of recovery. Okay, he will attempt or he will start initiating some voluntary movement on the involved side or voluntarily. Spasticity will be at its peak. During that, patient will be able to attempt the hip flexion, knee flexion, either in a sitting position or in a standing position. So if patient is able to do that movement, then you can label it as a that the patient is in a stage 3 of recovery. So can you just lift your feet, take it up, up, okay. So over here, hip flexion is occurring, knee flexion is occurring, okay. So if the patient is able to do this movement in a sitting position, or same movement if you ask patient to do in a standing position. Okay, suppose she is a hemiplegic patient, right side is involved side, and I ask her to lift her feet, take it up with knee flexion. Oh, take it up. Okay, so if the patient is able to do this movement, hip flexion with knee flexion, either in a sitting position or in a standing position, then you can call it as a sit up. You can call it as a that patient is in a stage 3 of recovery. Okay. So this was about the stage 3 of recovery. In stage 4 of recovery, spasticity will start declining. Patient will be able to do more difficult movement pattern which are not the part of either the flexor synergy, extensor synergy. So in this stage of recovery, patient will be able to take her knee will be flexed beyond 90 degree, okay, without lifting the feet. So just slide your feet behind, take it ahead, stop it, take it ahead, then again do it. Stop. Start. If the patient is able to perform this movement, then we can call it as a that patient is in a stage 4 of recovery. Also, we need to you can assess this stage by asking patient to do the dorsiflexion or lift her ankle. So if the patient is able to do this movement like ankle dorsiflexion without lifting the feet, without lifting the heel, then if the patient is able to do this movement, then also we can call it as a he is in a stage 4 of recovery. Okay, so this was about the stage 4 of recovery. Now we will see the movements components that patient will be able to do in the stage 5 of recovery. In stage 5 of recovery, patient will be able to do the hip extension with knee flexion movement. Okay, so that for that you need to ask patient to stand up. Okay. So 5 of recovery, if the patient is able to do hip extension along with knee flexion, okay, in this moment, then you can call it as a patient is in a stage 5 of recovery. Also, if the patient is able to do the dorsiflexion with knee extension, this movement, okay, so if patient is able to attempt this movement, then also we can call it as a patient is in a stage 5 of recovery. In stage 6 of recovery, patient should be able to attempt the hip abduction without lifting the pelvis or without lifting the pelvis. If the patient is able to do this movement, then you can call it as a that patient is in a stage 6 of recovery. Also stop. So in stage 6 of recovery, patient will be able to do the hip internal rotation and external rotation with feet inversion and eversion. Okay, so if the patient is able to do the internal rotation, external rotation with feet inversion, also the internal rotation at hip with eversion, then we can call it as a, if the patient is do this movement alternately, that hip internal and external rotation do it, then we can call it as a patient is in a stage 6 of recovery.